Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I am Zara Premji, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Markham, Ontario, Canada, and this is my weekly Wednesday Facebook Live crafting show. I hope that some of you can jump on live with me. I know it's a holiday for us in Canada, so happy Canada Day to those of you that live in Canada. And for those of you that don't, Canada Day is the anniversary of the year we became, or the date that we became Canada. So it was July 1st, 1867. So I think this is our 153rd anniversary. And so it's a national holiday for us, but I didn't want to miss coming on live today. And in fact, because it's Canada Day, the projects that I'm going to be doing have a little bit of a Canadian flair to them. So whether it's certain icons that are sort of Canadian or colors that go with our Canadian flag, I just thought I would kind of infuse a little bit of Canada spirit into the Facebook Live today. So if you are jumping on live, please do say hello and tell me where you're watching from and tell me what you're doing today. If you are Canadian and celebrating this holiday, my camera just almost fell. Please tell me how you are celebrating the day. I'm just going to find this in my feed to make sure that I am, that everything is working as it should. And I'm just going to share this to my group so those that are in the group can find it. And then we'll get started. So if you're just logging on, do say hello and tell me what you're up to and what you're watching, where you're watching from. And we'll get started really shortly. Okay. There we go. All right, so I am, like I mentioned, this is my weekly Wednesday Facebook Live, and normally what I do with Facebook Lives on Wednesdays is I pick one stamp set or one bundle, and then I'll kind of feature that. But today, and then I created a poll on my Facebook group yesterday, and I said, I'm planning out my projects for tomorrow's Facebook Live, and I would love to hear what you guys want to see. So I threw up a few options. I said Canada themed projects, the new Zoo Globe bundle, the new Prize Peony bundle, the Playful Alphabet Dies. I think I put up about 5 or 6 options, and really, I put it out there thinking no one was going to choose Canada themed projects because I figured you guys would all want to like see something specific from the new catalog. But it was a resounding vote in favor of Canada themed projects, which as I started designing, I realized that is actually very challenging because we don't have stamp sets in the catalog that have, you know, the Canadian flag. We're a little limited with our maple leaf images in our stamps. So I think I pulled together 3 kind of cool projects, and hopefully you'll be able to see some Canadian flair in them. So we'll get started soon because I know some of you must be celebrating or doing some fun stuff either at home or with people in your social circle or in your bubble. So I won't keep you too long. I'm going to actually flip this down soon, but I'll just quickly say hello. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Jen. Hi, Alia. Okay, Jen, I have to tell you, one of the projects that I did today, there was a part to it that you inspired. So I don't know if you can stick around and watch, but you'll probably see. It's not like a, well, no, I thought it was a cool thing. You did it on one of your projects and I did it on mine. And so if you can stick around, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to flip you guys down. And if you can look away. Hi, Carol. Happy Canada Day, ladies. I have to say, I realized as I was looking through my closet today that I don't own red clothing. So I had a couple of Canada Day t-shirts that I had loaned to my sister last year, and I never got them back. And so today, as I was getting dressed, I couldn't find anything red to wear. So of course I went with my red lipstick, and I'm wearing a white shirt. So I'm doing the red and white thing, but that's kind of first order of business next time I go shopping is to look for red clothing. And I didn't have like tattoos or anything. Normally we get like, you know, some fun festive stuff, but because everything's kind of, we've been staying at home and we weren't planning anything kind of crazy today. I don't have any like Canada flag tattoos or anything. Okay, so you don't own red either. I'm like, I mean, most of the times you'll see me in black, gray, and sometimes white. But yeah, I need to infuse a bit more color into it. I do have some color, but just not red. I don't tend to own a lot of red. So I have to go shopping for some red. So at least I'm prepared for next Canada Day. And even around Christmas time, I like to wear more festive colors if I have them. So I need to go shopping. Okay. Hello, Rana. Hi, Celia. Okay. I'm going to flip you guys down and we're going to get started. So look away for a second. There we go. Let me get this out of the way so that you don't have to see the side of my camera stand. And I'm just going to shift you a little bit. Okay, so we are going to start with some announcements, and then I will, and I'm going to keep watching my laptop to make sure I can see comments. But sometimes it's a bit finicky and I can't see them. So if I don't respond right away, it's because either it hasn't popped up on my screen or because I haven't looked in that direction. Okay. Today is July 1st, which means there are some exciting things happening in the Stampin' Up! World. The first one is bonus days. This is a promotion that we've had for at least the last 2, maybe 3 years. And what happens during bonus days is that you can, for every $60 you order, you will get a $6 shopping coupon that you can spend in August, okay? So from July 1st, and I think it goes to August 3rd, I could be wrong on the end date, but it's around then. For every $60 you spend with me, you are going to get a $6 shopping coupon, and then beginning in August you will be able to redeem that shopping coupon. There's no limit to the number of coupons that you can get. So if you spend $180, you're going to get 3 bonus days coupons, and you'll get them emailed to you. Okay, so that's really nice because in August our holiday catalog goes live, and so then you can redeem those coupons for product in the holiday catalog. Okay, so that's bonus days. The next thing I want to tell you about is our August to December mini catalog. This is also known as our holiday catalog, and this does go live in August. However, those of us that are demonstrators and have purchased the starter kit get to order from it starting today. So July 1st is the day that the pre-order is available for demonstrators. And so if you are really excited and ready to order from and start working on your order from the holiday catalog and start working on your holiday crafting, then definitely the starter kit is a great option. You can actually do fill your starter kit with products from the holiday catalog. So you can choose $165 in product, anything that you want. So it doesn't have to be anything that Stampin' Up! Decides or I decide. You get to choose what it is, and you pay $135, no tax, no shipping, and your entire starter kit could be holiday catalog product. So if that's something that interests you, get in touch with me and I will find a way to let you see the catalog and figure out what you'd like to order from it. And in fact, I'm going to be showing you some product from this catalog that returned from our last year's catalog. The next thing that I want to share with you is if you have friends, family that you think would enjoy watching this crafting video and you share my video with on your timeline, then I will be raffling off a package of 2020-2022 in color designer series paper during my next Facebook Live. You will need to say down below that you have shared it because due to privacy settings, I will not necessarily see who has shared it. So you just need to say that you've shared it, and then I will enter you into a drawing to win this package of the new in color designer series paper. All right, so let's get started on our crafting. I'm going to show you the projects that I'm going to be making for you today, and there are 3 projects. I don't know, do I want to show them to you right now? I think I do. Okay. So this is one of them. This is a cute little mini pizza box, and like I mentioned, not everything may necessarily scream Canada to you, but there are some elements to them that are Canadian. So this one I chose the color combo of our Canadian flag, so red and white stripes. Not that we have stripes on the flag, but I chose a red and white stripe pattern. And Jen, this was inspired by you because you made a card using the Ridiculously Awesome stamp set, and you stamped one of the sentiments onto the wood grain paper, and I thought that looked amazing. So that's where you inspired part of this project. So that doesn't mean you can leave. You need to still stick around. But anyway, so that's one of the projects. The other one that I did was, this is actually one that I had received in a swap last year. And this Mary Moose stamp set is actually one that's returning from our holiday catalog last year. And this stamp set has a coordinating punch, which, let me see if I can find it. It might be lost on my desk somewhere. This punch, the Moose Builder punch, the Moose Punch, this actually sold out well before the end of our catalog period last year. And so it was wildly popular and is coming back. And for those of you that live in Canada, you know that the moose is an iconic animal for Canada. So I decided, I know it's summer, I know it's Canada Day, I know it's July 1st, but I did think that it was, because I really wanted to use the moose. And so we did do a holiday card. So this one you might have seen before. Like I said, I got it in a swap last year from Jenny Lee Paul's, and I loved the design, and so that's one of the projects from today. And the last one is this card here, where I used the new Playful Alphabet Dies and our buffalo check background. So these are some of the projects we're going to be using. So I tried to actually infuse, because the Playful Alphabet Dies were one of the options that I posted on the poll yesterday on my Facebook group. I tried to infuse some of that in here, and I thought it was a perfect way to incorporate the letter dies. So let's start with, I'm going to start with this card here, okay? So this one, I'm going to show you one other project using these Playful Alphabet Dies. So I was just playing around with it, and I'm really into the kind of the rainbow themed cards, and of course with Pride Month being last month, I was playing around with color. So these are actually using the same dies. They're called the Playful Alphabet Dies, and unfortunately I don't have the page number. I could probably find it for you. So if you are interested in knowing where these are in the catalog, let me know. And these actually coordinate with the Pattern Play stamp set, which I'll also be using this stamp on one of the projects. So these are the Playful Alphabet Dies, and the size of the letter is about 3/4 of an inch. And there are, how many dies are in here? There are 58 dies, which means that there are more than one of each of some of the letters. So for example, the letter A, there are 2. And what I love about these dies is when you remove them, there's actually an outline on the card that they come on, so that you know where it fits, as well as if you're missing one. Okay, so these are fantastic. So we're going to be using those, and I'm just going to pull out my card packet here, and we will get started on this. Okay, so okay, here we go. So we'll start by doing the background. And I'm going to use my Stamparatus for this. So I often use my Stamparatus, which is our stamp positioner, for background stamps. And so what I've done here is I've cut a piece of Poppy Parade, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I am going to cut this down because it is kind of the size of my card base right now, but I don't want to keep it that way. So what I will do is I'm just going to roughly estimate where this is going to land, and then I'm just going to put that there. Oops. And actually what I might do is I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back here, and then just going to stick that down. I didn't put very much, I just want it to stay in case I need to stamp it again. Okay, and I've missed where I want to put that down. There, that should cover it. Okay, so what I'm going to use is my Memento black ink, and like I said, I'm using Poppy Parade, and I'm using our buffalo check stamp. This is a returning favorite, and I'm just going to ink this up. Hi Ashley, you're using Mary Moose tonight too? Yeah, it's Canada Day. I feel like the moose needed some love today. I can't wait to see what you make, Ashley. Okay, so let me just make sure. Okay, you can see me on the screen. Okay, so I'm just inking this up. Memento is not as juicy as our other ink pad, so I just find I need to press a little harder, so don't mind all the banging sounds. So now I'm just going to press this down and make sure that I'm kind of covering the entire. And you can see that that's still quite faint, so I'm going to do another layer of that. So I'm going to ink that up again. I just want to get it a little bit more intense. Doing a little bit of twisting here just to get really good coverage onto the stamp. And then we're going to push that down again. Hello, Heidi. Thank you for joining. Happy Canada Day to you all. What are you guys doing to celebrate? Is anyone doing anything fun today? We didn't do a pancake breakfast. We just did eggs and bacon for breakfast. And you know what? I'm going to actually do this one more time. So I'm going to chat while I'm inking this up. So we just did kind of a regular breakfast. And then we went to, there's a cute little old street not too far from us. We went to Main Street, Unionville, and we grabbed some ice cream from the old Fire Hall Confectionery. And then we went for a walk around Two Good Pond, which is like really close to Main Street, Unionville. And we just walked around there with the kids, and we saw some turtles, and we saw some fish, and we saw lots of geese. And so that was really fun. We just kind of had a nice fun walk. It was quite warm out. And then we came home, and this evening one of our neighbors has invited us over for a drink, so we are going to go and hang out there. Okay, so here is my buffalo check background stamped. And hello, Anne. Happy Canada Day. So I'm going to just cut this down a little bit. So I usually stamp the background first and then cut it down after. Actually, I don't think I was always doing that, but this time it felt right. So I'm going to just cut this down, and I'm going to cut off 1/4 inch using my Stampin' trimmer, and then it'll fit nicely onto my card base. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this little piece here. So this is cut at 3/4 inch by 5 inches. So, and I've embossed this using the Old World embossing folder, which I think actually is currently not orderable, unfortunately. Well, it means it's selling really well. And so it's not orderable, but I thought it was really nice for this particular card. So while I have this out, I'm going to just wrap my twine around, and I'm going to use, oh, actually, you still live in Markham? How long ago was that? That would have been fun if you still lived here. We could have gotten together and stamped. So I'm using the Playful Pets Trim Combo Pack, which is perfect for the projects that I'm doing today because there's lots of red and white and black. So I'm just going to wrap this. I'm going to leave a little bit of length here. So I'm almost actually going to the other end of my card. It is definitely longer than I need it, but I want to make sure that I can tie that and have some room. Sorry about my arm in the way. So now I'm going to just tie a knot here. And if you were watching my last week's Facebook Live, I showed this trick. So once you do the knot, so I've always had trouble with tying bows and having them kind of land and sit straight. So once you tie that first knot, you're actually going to reverse the ends. So now they're actually pointing in opposite directions. And you're going to make your loop with your left hand and then tie the bow. You're going to feed the other piece through, and then you're going to tie your bow. So that is that. Okay, so my card base and my first layer is done, and I'm actually going to stick this down. Oh my goodness. Okay, 1994. So you and I graduated the same year. My sister went to Markham District High School, and that's actually the school that my son would have been going to, but he decided to request a transfer and is going to a different high school in our, kind of in the other direction of our house. So that's, oh my gosh, what a small world. Okay, so there is part of our card. And now I'm going to show you how to use the Playful Alphabet Dies. So one of the amazing tools that I've used for these is the foam adhesive sheets, okay? So these come in a package of 6, and they're just flat sheets. They almost look like the size of our Stampin' Dimensionals, except they're not cut out. And I would say actually they're a little bit thicker, but they are going to be really essential when you are using these alphabet dies and you want them popped up a little bit. So you can see the difference here on the card that I had made. I actually used glue dots on the back of these to give them a little bit of height because I didn't have the foam adhesive sheets. And then you can see the difference here because I have used these on the foam adhesive sheets. All right, so I'm gonna pull out my Big Shot and I'm gonna show you how to use these, okay? So pardon this big tool on the screen. So what I've done is I've cut my foam adhesive sheet in half, and so it measures about 2.5 inches this way. And then I have taken a piece of Whisper White cardstock that has the same dimensions, and I have stuck, I peeled off part of the backing, and then I stuck down the Whisper White cardstock. So now I'm going to find my letters, and I'm going to cut them out. Whoops, you want these with them face down. So what's great about these, as I mentioned before, is that you have multiple of certain letters. So I have 2 A's, so I'll only need to cut out 1 more, but it's nice that I can do most of them at once. So there's my A, D, and then I need my O, and I need my, where's my H? Here's my H. And then we want a little bit of punctuation. So I'm going to get my exclamation mark. It's okay if it's upside down. And then I'm going to do my commas. Okay, so there's that. And I'm just going to cover this up. Make sure everything is on the, over the adhesive sheet. And then I'm just going to roll this through a couple of times. Oh, Jen, you went on a bike ride with your husband? Okay, I have to tell you, I haven't been on a bike in, well, maybe since last year. And then this year, I've really been wanting to bike because, you know, we've been home so much. But I had injured my ankle running. So like at the beginning of this lockdown, I decided to go for a run with my husband. And oh goodness, I peeled off the backing of this one, so I'm just going to put that upside down. We had gone for a run on a trail that's really close to our house. It's literally like in our backyard. And I think I must have stepped on a piece of uneven, there was some gravel and stuff, and I stepped on an uneven patch, and I must have rolled or twisted my ankle. I don't remember even feeling it at the time. I just know that I was in a lot of pain by the end of the run. So anyway, so it's been now 11 weeks and my ankle is still, it's weird. It's still swollen and it's still really sore. I can walk on it now. I mean, I think the swelling has gone down. I feel less pain, but there's certain, like I can't kneel and there's certain positions on the floor that I can't sit in. And so I was so scared to try biking because I didn't want to, it would put my foot at a certain angle and then I didn't want to re-injure it. But anyway, yesterday I decided to take the plunge and I got on my son's bike and successfully rode it down the street. So I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more bike riding this summer because I still can't run for sure. I have to actually get it checked out. I had called actually to get an ultrasound because I have a requisition for it. And at the time this ultrasound clinic was closed. And so I'm hoping that they've reopened so I can get this checked out and just be active again. Oh, I lost the little dot for my exclamation mark. All right, so we're almost done with these. I'm going to have to do one more. All right, I'm gonna have to do one more. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna have to stick that down right there. It's sticking to my finger. Okay, I'm gonna do one more A and then I will assemble the rest of this card, which is actually almost done. Oh my goodness, Celia, you fell. Jen, you trip on trail. Like, do you have trails? Sorry, 1 second. I have this phone in my basement, which literally only rings when I am on my Facebook Live. Like, nobody calls our main line. Most people call our cell phones. And of course, when I'm doing my Facebook Lives, that seems to be the only time that the phone rings. So anyway, and I keep turning the ringer off, but somebody is turning it on. So anyways, okay, I'm just reading comments. Oh, you trip on trails. Like running, Jen? Because it's not like I was doing it often, but my goodness, the first time I did. Because I was all gung-ho. I thought, if we're going to be home and can't do anything and I don't have to be like running to hockey all the time, then I certainly want to use this opportunity to get a little bit more active and healthy. And so I decided to go running, and we'd gone running a couple of times before, and had no issues, and I was just slowly kind of working my way up. So I had gone, I think the first time we had gone maybe, what was it, like I had been able to run for maybe 12 minutes straight, and then the second time we increased it a little bit more. And that day my husband said, hey, why don't we try and run for 30 minutes? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? That's a great idea. And clearly it wasn't, so I hurt myself. Okay, I'm going to start putting these back on here so you can see how they fit nicely here. I'm trying to do this so that I don't lose them because they're not very large and very easy to, and they are very easy to use. So now I'm using the stitched rectangles, and the one that I'm using, it'll just fit the Canada. So I'm actually gonna, let me actually squeeze this in a little bit more. I was hoping for something maybe not as wide, which I could have probably done with my rectangle dies, but I didn't. So there'll be a little bit of space at the bottom. All right, so we're gonna squish these guys in. So you see how easy those were to do, and I just love the size of them. I feel like there are so many different things that you can do with these letters, so many personalized projects you can do, people's names. I also thought these would be really nice for the letter boards, so that is something I'm going to try, where I will score a piece of cardstock kind of every ½ inch, and then see if I can do kind of a letter board with this. I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to do. So here we go. Wouldn't that be embarrassing if I forgot, if I didn't spell this right? Oh, Ashley, thank you. Yeah, I have to say A. I'm sure I've said it a few. People say I say it all the time, but I never notice that I'm saying it. So it feels appropriate to say it today. A. Okay. Almost done. There's my little exclamation mark. Okay, I'm gonna just actually put these here and pray that I don't knock that over, because my craft room is a disaster and I'm certain to lose those if anything falls. Okay. Oh, Canada. We're gonna peel off this last little guy. And, all right. And you are not centered. There we go. All right, so I think all of them are back here. I'm gonna carefully put these out of the way and then move all of this stuff. What do you guys think? Oh, well, it's not finished yet. Let me stick that on. Let's get those trusty dimensionals. I'm gonna put a bunch on here. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Peel these off. I find, what's the weirdest place you guys have found dimensional backings? I'm really interested in hearing. And the reason I'm asking is because when we had our, I did a stamp camp recently, and one of the questions, we were doing like a, put a finger down. It was a put a finger down challenge where you hold up 10 fingers, and then I was reading out different criteria, and then you'd have to put a finger down if whatever I was reading out applied to them. So, oh my goodness, you know what I did? I actually cut a bigger rectangle than I did on the first card. I was wondering why there's so much more space here. So I like this design better, actually, because I didn't mean to cut that big, but I would still absolutely give this card away to somebody. I thought it was really cute. And I found I didn't need much on here, so I wasn't actually, I tend to put a lot of sparkle and gems on my cards, but I really liked the look of the buffalo check and then the old world paper embossing folder, so I'm actually leaving it. But anyway, so that's the card, and I'll quickly tell you my story. So one of the questions we asked was, have you ever found a dimensional backing in your bra? Because that's happened to me more times than I can count, and there were a few people that put their hand down, but made me think that maybe that's just odd for me. But I found one the other day, like in the bathroom, and so it was on the floor somewhere between our toilet and our shower, and our floor is white, but I happened to see this dimensional backing and had a chuckle because I don't know where it would have come from, so I'm hoping it was just stuck to my clothing or something. But anyway, what are the weirdest places you have heard found a dimensional backing. Yes, Brenda, I was thinking that. So I was actually thinking the card and the little pizza box that I'm going to show you. You found one in the bread bag, Chris. Oh my goodness. Okay, so see, this happens to other people too. I just was like, I'm weird. I don't know what I'm doing with my dimensionals. So I'm trying these days to kind of pull all my backings together and then throw them out all at once, because I'm sure it's because I leave my space in such a mess that they just end up all over the place. Okay, so next we're going to be playing with the Merry Moose stamp set, okay? And this is the card that I'm going to show you, but I wanted to show you, like I mentioned, I'm kind of into the rainbow thing right now, and so I played around with some different colors on this card. I had seen a similar card on Pinterest, not with a moose, but just with different colored trees, and I loved it. So I thought, let me see if I can incorporate the moose into that. So this is not the card we're making, but I thought it was really kind of fun, and you know, just because it's summer and it's fun and vibrant, I thought I would do that. Okay, so let me get out my card packet and we will start with the stamping. You're gonna need, if you're doing something like this, if you're gonna recreate this card, you will need some paper to put your card stock down on, because we're going to be stamping the moose a few times, but we'll be doing it off the edge a little bit. So I'm going to stamp this guy in Early Espresso. So here we go. Just ink this up, and I'll just start a little bit like that. So is anybody doing any, does anyone have any vacation plans? I know we're all kind of at home and travel is limited, but is anyone going to any cottages, or tell me what you guys have going on. Okay, so Early Espresso is done. I'm going to find my circle, and I'm using Pear Pizzazz now. I'm feeling a little bit sad because Raheem and I were supposed to be leaving for Maui tomorrow. We were supposed to be going to Maui on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. We were going for 10 days. So the Stampin' Up! Trip is 5 days, and we were going to go for 10. We were going to rent an Airbnb and stay on one coast of Maui for the first few days, and then go to the trip on the other side of Maui. And then, of course, that had to be canceled, which I understand. I'm not in any way complaining. I'm just a little sad because I would really love to be on a beach somewhere right now, but that's okay. It has been nice to have more time with our kiddos. Okay, so now we're going to punch out the moose. You were leaving Tuesday. I know, Celia, so sad, so sad. But you know, there's always next year, and hopefully that will all work out and the stars will align and we can go. I can't find my, here we go. I'm just gonna clean these stamps before I mess something up and drop them on a card or something. All right, who out there has the Merry Moose stamp set? Do any of you guys have it? Because I know many of you that are watching are avid crafters, and you probably got this last year. Okay, before I stick this guy down, this is the other trim that's in the Playful Pets, and I am just going to use this as a scarf for him. Okay, so this is real red, and so I thought it coordinated nicely with the ink that I did use to stamp the sentiment, which is also real red. And I'm going to need my glue dots for this, so I'm just going to stick this down now to make sure, and I'll just use, here we go. So I want to just put one glue dot down, maybe kind of right at the top of the front leg, because I want this piece here to cross over and stick, and then this piece here. All right, so now I can just trim this a little bit so it's crisscrossing a bit. Looks like it's a scarf, right? All right, maybe a little bit more like that. Okay, so let's start putting this together. And I've been using my Stampin' Seal Plus. And, okay, I'm just going to stop and read people's comments. Chris, you're supposed to be going to a cottage next week with your daughter. Oh, is your daughter still in England? Is that why it's not happening? And, yeah, Celia, I'm really hoping May 2021 will work. And, oh, Bobby, I did see that actually, that you were supposed to be leaving for Scotland. I'm sorry. I guess we'll just have to, like, you know, keep busy with whatever is available to us here. Keep busy with our hobby and stamping and staying connected. I was mentioning I've been using my Stampin' Seal Plus. So this is one of our new adhesives that Stampin' Up! Has released. So there's Stampin' Seal and Stampin' Seal Plus. And I'm actually quite digging both of them. I know some people have tried them and not maybe loved them as much. Actually, I'm going to wait to put that down. Let me stick this guy on, and I need to make sure that my, oh, of course, this, so some people have been struggling with it a little bit. I am finding, like, when you just drag it, you still have to kind of lift it off to the side. And, but otherwise I really like the hold that it is giving me with my cards. Okay. So now I'm going to add on my circle. So I just use the Stitch Shapes circles for this one. And then I'm going to stick this guy down. So I think I might actually use glue dots so that it gives me a little bit of a lift. Oh, I'm so sorry, Chris. Yeah, it's unfortunate. And we don't, I mean, yeah, well, yeah, we go away every year now, especially because of the Stampin' Up! Trips, but I don't know, I think you feel it more now knowing that you can't go. There have been years that we haven't gone anywhere, but this year I think I'm feeling it more because I know I can't. So, okay, so this is card number 2. Here's the original, and this is the one that we just made. So I think it's really cute. And you probably know this or probably figured it out, but the mousse, you can actually stamp this and then punch it right out. So I just went with kind of a plain punched out early espresso mousse, but you can stamp it, you can color it. And then I love the sentiments in here, happiest of holidays. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Merry Christmas, I love that pun. Enjoy the stillness of the season and have a cozy Christmas. So there's just lots of different possibilities with this. You can or cannot use the mousse. The trees are beautiful, the little raccoon on the log. So it's a really cute stamp set. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Bobby. All right, the last project we are going to make is this cute little pizza box, and I'm going to fill this with some treats and take it to our neighbor's house today. So I'm going to give her this and the card, Brenda. So great suggestion. And I'm going to be using the mini pizza box. This is something that we've had for a couple of years now, and they're fantastic. These are really cute and very easy to assemble, and they fit 3x3 cards really nicely. So I'll just show you quickly how to assemble this. You want to start by folding on all the score lines. I think I can move this now. You can, actually no, I'll need that back. So you're just going to start by folding on all the score lines, and the inside of the box, as with some of our other boxes, is food safe. So you can actually put treats in here. When you are wanting to assemble this, there's a little tab here that you need to remove on either side before you will find it fits nicely together. So then when you are going to assemble, these little tabs kind of tuck in here, and then you fold this over, and then where you remove the tab, these little tabs on the front flap will fit in. Okay, and then you're just going to tuck that in like so. So let's decorate first, and then we will assemble everything. So let me pull my paper back in, and this time I'm going to use the stamp, the stripes stamp from the Pattern Play stamp set. Okay, so I love that there are so many different background images on here. I've used this one a bit, but I also really like this, and I'll show you a couple of cards that I made with this stamp set. So these are cards that I had made for my team achievements. So those that had that had some achievements last month. So they're going to be getting these. So just to give you a little sense of some other types of cards you can do with this. This is the background stamp here. And then this is the Pattern Play Designer Series paper and some of the other coordinating embellishments. But love the background stamps on that. And I thought that it would make it really easy to do a red and white striped background. And actually, just to give you some background, I'm very chatty today. To give you a little bit of background, I was planning to use the Playful Pets Designer Series paper. There's a red and white stripe paper in there that I was going to use on my card, and I was like, I had it all planned out, not card, my box, had it all planned out, and then I went to go look for it, and I don't actually have that paper. I gave it away as a prize for Stamp Camp, which I had planned to do, but I thought I had ordered an extra pack for myself, and I didn't. So yours truly is going to be placing another order very soon, and that Designer Series paper will definitely be on it. Okay, so I am just eyeballing this. You could use the Stamparatus for this, but I'm just kind of seeing where the last, give you some background on the background. So I am just kind of eyeballing it and then stamping a few times up on the, you know, just one after the other. And because it's photopolymer and clear all the way through, you can see where you need to stamp. So I'm just going to clean that off, and this box will come together quite easily. So now I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive here and put this onto my Real Red cardstock. So the Real Red cardstock it measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then my Whisper White cardstock measures 3 by 3, and the box is going to be just a little bit wider. So I think the total measurement is about 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. So this fits really nicely on here. And before I go ahead and stick that down, I need to find my twine somewhere. This is usually by the time I get to the third project, it's very challenging to find things. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to add on a doily. So these are our new square vellum doilies. I'm using a lot of different products from our annual catalog. Not all of them necessarily fit in one suite, but I just pulled in a few different stamps and embellishments and stuff to try and put together some Canada themed projects. So I'm just putting a glue dot here, and I'm going to do one on the opposite side about here. And this is going to get covered by the sentiment, so it's okay that if the glue dots are showing through a little bit. So I'm just going to stick that down. So you can see that the doily measures about the same as the white cardstock, so it's about 3 by 3. And now I'm going to wrap the twine twice around. So same idea. So I'm going to leave a little bit extra there so I have room to tie, and I'm going to wrap twice around. I love this black and white twine. I love black and white striped anything, so this twine has my heart, and I feel like I can use it on so many different projects. Okay, so we're going to pull that down, reverse so they're facing the other direction, make your loop. How many of you guys love tying bows? I actually really enjoy them. I know that when I was doing in-person classes, I would often have people ask me to tie their bows for them. So I'm just going to untwist some of these ends so that they have a little bit of a frayed look to them. And then I will add on, before I do this, I'm going to just color my rhinestones so that they have a little bit of time to dry. You love the doilies, Bobby, so do I. They're super pretty. And it's very versatile. Like you can cut them in half and into some different shapes and just kind of have a little bit peeking out from the side of even a rounded sentiment. I'm just using my dark Real Red Stampin' Blend. Oops, that guy wants to move. And I'm just going to add some color to these rhinestones. I think I'm only going to use 3, but I'm going to color a few extra just in case. So we also do have red rhinestones in the catalog. I just don't have any with me right now. So if you have those, you don't need to color anything. Okay, so now I'm going to put my sentiment down, and I think I'm just going to do one here, one here. You want to spread out the dimensionals a little bit so that they don't sit on top of your twine, because that'll give it, I don't know, it won't sit nicely on the box. So now I'm just going to peel off. I do have some rogue dimensionals here, so I'm sure that they will end up in my clothing. You love bows? Awesome. I don't know. I find there's some people that just hate doing them or hate tying them, and I find they add so much to a finished project. Can you imagine this guy without a bow? He would be so sad. Okay, so that's that, and hopefully these rhinestones are more or less dry. And I'm just picking them up with the tip of my paper snips to stick them down. Is this guy sticking? Yeah. And then we'll do one larger rhinestone down here. So that, my friends, is the finished third project. And I'm just going to pull these back in so you can see the fun stuff we made together today. So there is the Merry Moose, and then of course our O Canada card with my little blunder here. What do you guys think? Do you have a favorite? Do you have a project that you love more than the others? I really am quite enjoying the O Canada one with the letter dies. So that one's a fun one and very appropriate, of course, for today. So tell me which project you love most. I really am grateful to you guys for hanging out with me today, and I hope that those of you that are celebrating have a fantastic day. I'm just gonna flip this back so I can say goodbye. Okay, now I can see some comments. Let me move this back so you guys don't have to see my big face. All right, there we go. Oh, you love the moose, Letitia. Thank you. Ashley, you love them all. Oh, you guys are too kind. Thank you. I really appreciate the commentary because like I said, I struggled to make some Canada themed projects. I was struggling a bit yesterday, so this is nice to hear. Well, I wanted to say thanks again for joining me. I hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of the day and rest of the holiday for those of you that are celebrating. And Letitia, yes, I would love for you to watch the replay and tell me what you think. And I will see you guys all next Wednesday. And I forgot to mention something. For those of you that want to order any of the products, all the products that we use today are orderable. The Merry Moose stamp set is in the holiday catalog. So if you want to sign up for the starter kit, you can definitely order that now. If not, you'll have to wait till August. But everything else is available. And if you do decide to place an order, I will post the host code. But if you have an order of $35 or more, you will get all the make and take projects from today's Facebook Live. And if your order is $50 or more, you will get the make and take projects plus a free embellishment and a thank you card from me. So you'll get a thank you card either way. But if you place a $50 or more order, you'll also get a free embellishment. So I will post that host code. If you have any questions or if there's anything that I can help you with, please feel free to send me a message, and I will see you all next week. Have a great day. Bye for now.